Hello and welcome to this edition of One-on-One with Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for joining us. Hello, Mr. Leggett. How are you?
Oh, very well. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Summer's here. What else can we ask for? Winter is gone.
That's right. No more snow.
No more snow, hopefully.
Yeah.
And
But it's not July the 4th.
4th.
Now, my official time with the end of snow is July the 4th.
July 4th, the 4th of July celebration.
Yeah.
So County Council already approved your $5 billion budget. However, they added roughly $17 million in council priorities. You're taking that?
Well, I think they did a good job overall, but I think under the circumstances and conditions, I would have preferred that we not have gone quite that far, not only in terms of the amounts that they've added, but to go into the reserves and the areas that they added the additional expenditures. In the grand total of things, a reduction of this type under most circumstances, or at least increases of this type, would not have been that great. But when you look at what has happened over the last 2 years, with reductions of the energy tax, which is the loss of revenues for us, plus increased expenditures, and expenditures in areas where it's very difficult to resolve that, it becomes a real challenge. And you couple that with the downturn in our income tax revenue, you add that to the decision of the Wynne case, it becomes somewhat problematic. And to me, we have to go back and make some adjustments to this budget. Otherwise, it would create some very, very difficult unintended consequences down the line.
You called their actions a little bit imprudent, obviously because it's tapping into reserves. You mentioned going back to this budget. So what does that mean?
Well, we've in the past have had to go in to provide a savings plan to the existing budget in order to provide some relief for the budgets for FY17. And take in mind the following. We have very little flexibility left. We almost eliminated all of our set-asides that we would have for normal emergencies. We have this huge case of the Wynne case, and we're not sure about the overall amount, but particularly it could go up as high as $100 million. That's spread out over a number of years, and we don't know precisely how that will impact. FY16, there may be anywhere from $4 to $8 million impact, $50 million in FY17, and that number will go to additional year beyond that. So you want to provide some level of cushion. You want to maintain your reserves in such a way in order to respond to those kinds of challenges. And we have not, in my opinion, provided enough relief in order to do that.
Some of the things that council did fund was the public election campaign fund, and you had not recommended that. The amount of money is, what, about $1 million for the first year, but that was one of those things that you felt that did not need funding this year.
Well, yes, we have to provide $8 million by FY18, and my view is that given the choices we have to make this year, we should not have made that choice because we reduced, in some places, eliminated some programs that we otherwise could have funded. In order to fund this, we have to find revenues from some other place. So we've basically provided increase, dipping further into our reserves in order to provide revenues for an election that's 3 years away from now. We will provide revenues at appropriate time for that. I just did not believe that under the current circumstances we should do so. Keep in mind what we will have to do under the council's narrative here. We will have to provide somewhere in the neighborhood of $2 million, thereabouts, each year, at least up to 16 and beyond. This is a $2 million hit for each year in perpetuity unless the law is changed. I believe in the law, but I had some challenges and changes that I wanted to see in terms of how we funded that. And I said earlier that we should either fund this by way of a write-off, a check-off in terms of the taxes that we receive from the state of Maryland. And we're not even certain that $2 million a year or $8 million at the end of the year is the appropriate amount. The overall amount could be somewhat higher than that. So I would have changed this, which I indicated when we had this bill before us, that we should probably provide as a tax write-off from the state so that people can contribute to that. Or if need be, have a referendum on this matter so people are really, really okay with the kind of prioritization of the election law.
You said referendum. That's kind of a magic word.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Let's circle back and talk about that FY16 operational budget. I know we've talked extensively about it, but let's recap the fact that it did close gaps of over $238 million.
Yes, but how we do that and what are the challenges for the future. The thing that I've tried to stress for years is that you need to see budgets in cycles, 3-4 year cycles, and not in 1 year, because the decisions that you make now, it's very difficult for you to change those decisions down the line. For example, when you place monies into certain accounts, for example, in education, you made an effort, and so it's very difficult to change that. We don't have the ability to easily resolve that. When you go into reserves, it sends the wrong message to Wall Street and other places. So not only you have to look at the amount, but you have to look at the circumstances and conditions that are presented. And so the challenges that I talked about this year need to be coupled with the challenges I talked about the year before, because I said the year before, do not change the energy tax, because we're going to need that money. Unfortunately, this year we didn't do so, but in the prior years we've done so, and we've added additional expenditures each and every year. All of the things that we looked at are good. This is not a situation where you look at something that's good versus something that's bad. That's an easy choice. What we've looked at in these budgets that we have before us, all the choices are for good things. We simply have to be a little bit more prudent in terms of how we do this. And I've always had to believe that we need to think about the long term, because the very people that we want to help, if we have the crisis and difficulties, we have to cut back. The people that we most often want to help, we will not be able to do so on the long term.
You briefly mentioned earlier the Wynne case and the adverse decision coming down from the Supreme Court. What does that mean as far as income earned outside of the state and income that was coming to Montgomery County, and the hit not only for FY 16-17 but in the coming years?
Well, first of all, people need to understand what this case is about. This was not a Montgomery County case. This was a case brought against the state of Maryland in terms of how we provide tax credit for out-of-state taxpayers at the local level. So it was not a Montgomery County case. It was not something that Montgomery County passed in terms of a law that in effect caused this action to be taken by the Wynnes. It was a statewide case against the controller of the state of Maryland. The unfortunate part of this is that Montgomery County is adversely affected as a result of the decision far more than any other jurisdiction around the state.
All right. When we come back, we're going to continue talking about that to hear a little bit about what that hit is going to be for Montgomery County. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with County Executive Ike Leggett.
There's a reason why area law enforcement are out enforcing pedestrian and traffic safety laws and preventing killer pedestrian crashes. Be alert. Be street smart.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Be active, Montgomery.
Starting today, you can be active and treat yourself to a wide array of great activities offered by Montgomery County Recreation. With 4 indoor aquatic facilities and 20 community rec centers that offer exercise and weight rooms, you'll find everything you want from sports and fitness to senior activities, from cooking to dancing, classes, trips, and tours.
Be active, Montgomery.
Yes, starting today, you can work toward a healthier lifestyle. Learn a new skill, relax a little, or just meet new people. Visit our website to see all the exciting programs, activities, and classes available to you. And
Be active, Montgomery.
Thank you for continuing to watch One-on-One with Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett. I'm Lorna Virgili. Mr. Leggett, before the break, we were talking about the Wynne case. You gave the background as far as what that case was all about, but now how is that going to impact Montgomery County in the next few years?
Well, technically, if the worst case scenario develops in terms of the potential for this case financially, it will mean potentially a $200 million hit overall. And that, when you look at it around the entire state, of that $200 million, $115 million of that $215 million is potentially the hit to Montgomery County in terms of a reductions in tax revenues going back, at least retroactively. Going forward, we anticipate that it may be as high as 30 million, anywhere from 24, 25 to 30 million. That's ongoing. So the 25 or 30 million will go on in perpetuity. The $100 million, $115 million is a retroactive payment that the county will have to pay primarily over the next 2 or 3 years. So anticipated in the FY16, there may be up to about $10 million. The years beyond that, it may be as high as $50 million each. So it's a pretty substantial hit, retroactively as well as going forward.
So as you have wrapped up FY16, very soon you'll start working on FY17.
You know, I'm going to go back and work on FY16 some
Exactly,
more.
before, some more, and then going to 17. What does it mean? Does it mean higher property taxes at the end of the day, or cutbacks on services and
Well, we don't know the potential for all of the impacts. We have to analyze that a little bit more carefully. But given the shortfalls that we've already predicted, and given the impact of the Wynne case, it will mean, in my opinion, an increase in property taxes. Keep in mind that we've taken virtually all of the other options off the table the last few years. We've eliminated or at least reduced some of the revenues we could have had as a result of reducing the energy tax. We've increased expenditures to a level that actually provided us less cushion, and we've gone into the reserves. I don't advance the idea of going back into the reserves to further deal with this. So the very few options available for us are cutbacks, which I anticipate to have some, as well as increase in taxes. Keep in mind also that for the last 2 years, for average property increase, property tax-wise, for an average house in Montgomery County, $445,000, the tax increase on property tax has been zero average of the last 2 years. So when you take that into consideration, it is pretty much certain that we're going to have an increase in the property tax going forward. We're going to make some cuts and reductions, but I believe that it's unavoidable to not to have an increase in the property tax.
And that's not a very popular move, as you well know, but
it's a realistic one, and I've tried to explain that to people going forward, given the potential for this case, given the reductions that we made in the past, given the fact that we've not increased property taxes over the last 2 years, that it was likely that we will have an increase this year, if not sooner.
Well, you've been in Annapolis a couple of times recently. More than so. You were in a rally not long ago in Annapolis, kind of like demanding from the governor to fund the GCI, the Geographic Cost Index. Montgomery County lost, $17 million for MCPS because it was not funded by the governor. You recently met with the governor as well. What's going on?
Well, first of all, I did not demand.
Requested.
Not requested. I laid the case out for the governor to look at and to evaluate based on the merits. I think the merits were very strong. Unfortunately, he did not take the advice of many around the state to continue to fund education at the level that the General Assembly had already funded. I thought this was a short-sighted on his part, and it would have some negative impacts around the state of Maryland. Negative impact meaning potentially that we're going to have higher class student-teacher ratios in a time when we are significantly increasing the number of students in our school system, over 2,000 per year in Montgomery County alone. So I thought he made not a wise decision in not taking the advice of many who had suggested to him very clearly and very strongly that we should in effect have the revenues that the General Assembly had provided. So I was very, very disappointed as a result of that.
Recently, you and Prince George's Executive Russian Baker met with the governor. Can you give us a preview, or not a preview, but some idea as to what took place in those conversations? And I'm sure there was a long agenda on your end.
Well, some people described it as the two county executives throwing a Hail Mary pass to the governor as it relates to the Purple Line. That was not the case. We laid out, I think, a very clear case as to why it should, in fact, be funded and that he should approve the project. We've stressed very strongly the economic benefits of this project, the number of jobs that will come as a result of this, the enhanced development that will occur in the corridor as well, the life convenience in terms of traffic that will be hopefully mitigated as a result of building the Purple Line, that it was consistent with the governor's view and the vision that he laid out for the state of Maryland, running for office as well as his inaugural address, that is that he wanted to enhance the job base in the state of Maryland, that he wanted to ensure that we have an increased level of revenues coming in as a result of an expanded tax base. I emphasized to him that what we are trying to do in Montgomery and Prince George's County with this project is consistent with his own goals and objectives, and that he should fund this. We had a very, very good discussion. It was a spirited discussion. I left very strongly believing that the governor understood the case that we made, and I felt very strongly that he would make the right decision. And we've laid out a very strong case for him, and hopefully he's going to follow through on the advice that we've given him and hopefully make the right decision in reference to the Purple Line.
So what's the timeline?
Well, he indicated that he will do so upon his return trip. I anticipate that it looks as though it would be sometime in the month of June.
Sometime when?
In the month of June.
In the month of June.
Yeah.
Okay. You just recently announced the privatization of the county's Department of Economic Development, pretty much transferring it into a nonprofit 501c3 organization run by a board member, but a board with 11 members, correct? What are the goals of doing this? Was the other model not working, or is this some improvement to be more globally up to the times?
Well, the other model worked, but not as well as we wanted it to work. And when you look at the competitive situation that the county finds itself in, I thought that Montgomery County needs to significantly improve to be much more competitive as it relates to this region and to the nation, in fact, around the world. And I think that the private sector that has been asking to be a participant in our economic development decisions indicated that they had some very strong ideas of how we could make Montgomery County more competitive. So this is designed to make us more competitive, to take advantage of the many assets that we have in the county, and to deliver a much more robust and a much stronger economic development message from the county that will in fact indicate that we are prepared to listen very strongly and work to ensure that our business people are not only at the table, but are taking a very active part in economic development in Montgomery County.
We're going to continue talking about that, and we're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back with Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett. Stay tuned.
Yeah, salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, double ball Thursday. Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday. Let's move Monday, swap us next Sunday.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Are you sure they can recycle us, Clamshell?
Hey, Dome, we're on a new recycling postcard.
I can't wait to make a new start. Maybe I'll be a red carpet at a big premiere.
And I'll get to paint the White House.
Shh, here he comes.
Now you can recycle more plastics in Montgomery County, including #1 PET plastics such as clamshells, deli containers, trays, lids, domes, and cups.
We're in!
For more information on recycling, contact the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311. The wait is over. Recycle more plastics today.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back to 101 with Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett. So we're talking, Mr. Leggett, about privatizing economic development. You did mention competitiveness, message. What does this mean? Marketing Montgomery County abroad?
It means all about. It means Montgomery County abroad. It means becoming more competitive here locally as well as nationally. Keep in mind that this model is not a model that is unique to Montgomery County. Montgomery County had the traditional model of the Economic Development Department, one of the few in the region. Most other jurisdictions around this region have already gone in this route, at least some version of it. And so we are just simply now adjusting to the conditions that we find ourselves in throughout the region. So it's not something that is totally different. It is simply something that we are applying to Montgomery County, which traditionally had gone in a different direction. And I think overall, when we have this fully operating and running, and we have the business people at the table, we will not totally run away from economic development, because there are things that the county will continue to do as it relates to land use, as it relates to a variety of things in transportation. We will continue to work hand in glove with the private sector to make sure that we are doing all that we can within reason to make clear that Montgomery County is open for business, and we want to ensure that the businesses in this region find Montgomery County to be competitive, and that we will engage them through our private sector partners.
Financing. Who will be the members of this board, and what will happen to the 40 or so employees of economic development?
Well, the employees that are currently there, a number of them will continue to work, but continue to work in the government in different capacities and other positions. A few of them will continue to do some of what they're doing now, but from a government perspective, that is that they will do some things. For example, when we look at the areas of agriculture, that will simply become part of the county government aspect of that. And we will continue to do things in the procurement and small business area under the government's umbrella. All the other functions essentially will go to the private corporation.
Let's talk about the...
the people under the process that we will have, the 11-member board will be nominated, at least recommended to the county council. They will confirm the members. They then will select and determine their staff, the director, and all the people that will be part of it.
And financing would come from the government, and also they would be able to fundraise?
That's correct. They will have a contribution from the county government, and they would also have the ability to utilize private and other government sources from around the state and the nation in order to carry forth their message.
Let's talk about the police body cameras. Or the pilot program is will be implemented, or is implemented at the end of June. 100 county police officers will wear them either on their eyewear or on their chest. I have a couple questions. Who would be those police officers? Are they going to be spread out throughout the county, number one? And number two, if they stop me, would they tell me that they have a camera on?
If they stop you on
I mean, I just want to make sure I have makeup, but
yeah.
Just kidding. But would they let residents know that that they are wearing a camera?
Yes, and that would not be absolute in all cases, because in some cases you won't have that opportunity to do so, because depending on the circumstances and conditions, if it's a highly involved situation, the police will not have time to sit there and give you a lecture about the camera being on, but simply go about doing their jobs, and the camera will act accordingly. In some cases, they may tell you that this is in fact being recorded. There are some challenges that we need to work out at the state level in terms of privacy rights and concerns that citizens have raised, and hopefully the General Assembly will work through them. But I think that we can work around those in the pilot. There will be 100 officers. The determination of the number of officers and who those officers will be has been made by the chief of police, and they would make a determination about the use of those and the people who would actually have the first 100. But our view is to move forward and do all the things that we've outlined, and we've budgeted up to about 800 or so cameras by officers in Montgomery County.
But would they be scattered throughout the county, not in specific targeted areas more than others?
We have 800, and probably those that are most actively on the street working the beats will be the ones that would probably initially have them. There may be some others beyond that point, but that's a decision that the chief of police is trying to ensure that we have them displaced throughout the entire county. And what officers, what beats, and the number that would have them is a determination that the chief of police will make.
Let's go to MCPS. The school year wrapped up and summertime. They still have not decided on a superintendent. Have you spoken with them regarding this particular topic lately?
Yes, they had me as part of a listening process and give recommendations, feedback on at least one of the candidates. I think that they've decided for mutual agreement that they will not go in that direction. I'm very confident that Larry Bowers can do an excellent job as an interim. He's well known, well liked in the system. A great deal of experience, and so we're in good hands with his leadership and the board's oversight and continued working relationship with Larry, council, and the county executive. Long term, I just hope that they take the time to make sure they do a thorough search, and we'll abide by their decision. And hopefully when we look at it at the end of the process, they will get a superintendent that understands the mission of this particular agency, how important education is to Montgomery County, the working relationship with the council, county executive, and the members of the General Assembly, but more importantly, how we prioritize education in Montgomery County and the results that we want from our school system are quite demanding, but they are the right ones in terms of what we want in terms of school performances and individual performance of students. So I'm certain that they're going to get a candidate that will reflect all of those things and more to ensure that our system has the best leadership possible going forward.
Most likely we're going to have to wait a year, basically.
Yes, we will survive that, and I think we can get through that fairly well.
Okay. Privatization of liquor control. This was something that was a little in the news lately because of the report and the hearings that took place in county council. Is that moving forward in any direction, or?
I think there may be some changes. There are a couple of options that are out there that the county councils are looking at, and we're trying to work through those. And I think they've had some good ideas that I think we can look at to improve the existing system. But I don't think that privatization as a whole is something that the county and all the county council, based on what I've heard from them individually and collectively, is prepared to move in that direction. This is a very good operation overall. There are some problems and challenges we need to address, and I think we can address those, make the changes that have been suggested, and improve the existing system before we talk about full-scale privatization.
Mr. Laird, I think we only have about 30 seconds left, but you announced reconvening of the Transit Task Force. Why?
Well, because we need to move forward on some very major ideas, and I don't see any other major initiatives that are out there that I've asked for that would help us to move forward in a way that will address our transit challenges. And we need to do so, and hopefully we'll get some good answers and recommendations from the task force.
And this is about bus rapid transit?
Yes, as well as overall transportation in the county related to a variety of things. It could even be related to the Purple Line now if we have to go back and look at additional resources for it. So I think it's a good idea, but I think that we need to look at this and evaluate it very carefully.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Leggett. The half hour is gone. Thank you for watching. And as always, any information regarding the county, do visit montgomerycountymd.gov. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.
Swimming can be a great way to stay cool and beat the summer heat. Hi, I'm Gabe Albernaz, Director of the Montgomery County Recreation Department, and I'd like to ask you to be our partner in making this a safe summer. Drowning is a leading cause of accidental deaths in children, but drowning can be avoided. By following a few important rules, we can ensure that our children are safe at the pools. Regardless of swimming ability, children should never be unsupervised, even with lifeguards. There is no substitution for adult supervision. Minimize distractions such as cell phones. Drowning can happen in minutes. If you have to leave the pool for any reason, you need to take your children with you. Inflatable swimming aids such as floaties and noodles are not life safety devices. Do not substitute these for supervision either. By working together, we can make sure we are all safe at the pool this summer.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources, and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going.
Recycle more now.